Hey, reach up there and pull those belts tight. One more time, you're watching the original Rebels Racing League.
Welcome everybody to Phoenix International Speedway. My name is Josh Holl. This is Intensity Broadcasting's live coverage of the Holl Heating and Sheet Metal Rebels Truck Series here on Intensity. We got about a minute and a half left in practice. Jonah Colbert currently at the top of the board. Garrett Kinder learning a little bit during his time in the Outlaw Series. A little bit earlier, Christian Dedman, Josh Oswald, and Kernan Church currently your top 5 on the speed charts. We saw in the last race, Corey Hines telling us that track position is everything here. And we'll be watching for drivers to try to get out in front, get in position to win the race even early. Saving their stuff. We saw a long green flag run in the middle of the Outlaws race, and I'm sure we're going to see something very similar here tonight. Again, thanks for joining us, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. We do appreciate you joining us here tonight. The chat is open. Kevin Kinder already saying hello, y'all. Haven't talked to Kevin in a while. And of course, if you like the stream, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe, and share it if you know anybody else who might like this kind of thing. Got about 30 seconds left here in practice. And we see Christian Dedman smoking pretty heavily. Chris McLean, some drivers struggling with some grip here early. A couple other drivers smoking on track as we have about 10 seconds before qualifying gets underway. Let's take a look at the points coming into tonight. Garrett Kinder getting the win last week at Daytona, currently at the top of the board. Eddie Smith back in second, Christian Dedman in third. Daniel Cunningham and Cody Boehm round out your top 5 currently in points. Brendan Wallace is tied in that 5th position as well. Then Kernan Church back in 7th. 8th is Jonah Colbert. 9th is Chris Heiner. And Tracy Passions also tied for that 9th position. Mickey Isaac, Aaron Hadcock, Kyle Roberts, Josh Lokenvitz, and Joshua Smith round out your top 15 currently in the points. As we've got qualifying underway, and the first driver out on track is the 87 of Eddie Smith in that tied ride. Down across the stripe to take the green flag. And we see a kind of high line that a lot of drivers in the Outlaw Series was running. Eddie's kind of running that middle lane there. Cutting it down to the yellow line to try to gain some speed. Using that dog leg to shorten the track as much as he can. And down into turns 1, 2, still running that more middle lane. So we'll see if anybody ventures up to the high side like we saw in the Outlaw race. Christian Dedman at the top of the board currently. As Eddie's going to jump up into that top spot. See Garrett Kinder out on track right now. Just took the green flag. Paul Passion says he's watching. Thanks for tuning in, Paul. Kinder right down on the yellow line through turns 3 and 4. See if he learned anything in the Outlaw race here tonight. Down across the apron to the dog leg. We saw a lot of drivers in the Outlaw race running this high lane through turns 1 and 2 and then cutting down to the yellow line through the apex. Kinder also running more of that middle of the pack track, and he is currently up to the pole off of turn number 4, and he does not improve on his time. Tracy Passons just took the white flag on his run. Tracy currently in the 11th position. Coming off of turn number 4 and back to the line. And Tracy is going to jump up to P7. Chris McLean in the 5. Showed a lot of speed here last season. Takes the white flag here. Jumps up to P2. See if he's able to improve on his lap time here to move him up to the pole. Right down on the yellow line through turns 3 and 4. And to the stripe. And McLean is going to jump up to P1. Josh Lokovitz, the other car left on track right now. And Lokovitz is going to jump into the 14th position. Aaron Adcock just making his way out onto the track. Aaron looking for a good rebound after last week. Comes down the backstretch. And for those who are watching their first race here at Phoenix since the reconfigure, in real life and on iRacing, Phoenix was recently reconfigured. The front stretch is now the back stretch. The back stretch is now the front stretch. You see the dog leg is actually on the front stretch now. What used to be turns 3 and 4 is turns 1 and 2, the flattest of the corners. Pit road entry is right there on the backstretch, and with the new restart rule, you'll see that the Geico restart zone is right there, and that's where the drivers will fire off on their restarts. Aaron Adcock comes across the line, and he will not improve on his time. He will currently be in P9. Mickey Isaac out on track. Just took the green flag. And before we had the restart zone, there was a green Instacart sign right there on the backstretch. That's where they would go. But now with the restart zone, it makes things a little bit different. And if this is your first race with us, the way the restart zone works is this. On the initial start, the start is on the green flag. On every restart after that, the lead driver has to start in the restart zone. So as they come down through turns 3 and 4, you'll see a blue box that says Geico on it on the inside of the track right there. And that is the Geico restart zone, as Mickey Isaac is going to jump up into P18. Why that's significant is the drivers have to maintain pit road speed, as we see Alex Veith out on track. They have to maintain pace speed up into that zone. If they fire off too early, the leader fires off too early, he will get black flagged, or the outside driver. If he slows down below pace speed, he will get black flagged. And if he does not fire off in the restart zone at all, then the green flag will come out. The race will resume, whether the leader goes or not. So it cuts down on the game playing between the drivers on restarts and allows for a little more consistent restart. It's a big zone for them that they can start in there, so it still takes a lot of strategy as we see Aaron, Alex Veith go up P222. And the 54, Daniel Cunningham now on track. Matt Kleeman says, oof, no luck for No Neck in race number 1. Now, it was a tough race for a lot of drivers in that first race. If you haven't watched it, there was a big one on lap number 2. Took a lot of drivers out of the race. And then a really long green flag run. Yellow came out at the end of green flag pit stops. And it was a photo finish right down to the end. So if you didn't watch the first one, I recommend going back and checking it out. It was a wild race. As Daniel Cunningham is going to go P9. We got about a minute and a half left here in qualifying. 2 drivers yet to make their way out onto the track. The 9 of Mike Veith and the 118 of Jacob Bohm. Yeah, No Neck said he had a truck land on his hood on lap 2. And yeah, we saw the couple drivers go up and over on the first one. We'll have to see if it's a little bit cleaner of a race here tonight in the Rebels race. Of course, as always, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like button, follow, and subscribe. Do appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Of course, we want to also mention our web store. You can find the link below at intensitybroadcasting.com. You can find hats, t-shirts, coffee mugs, not just of Intensity Broadcasting, but all your favorite leagues. We have some novelty t-shirts there as well, such as our Cautions Breed Cautions t-shirt. And Atlee Atman Weiss has his merchandise in there as well. And Atlee had a great showing at Charlotte this weekend. Ran 2 races at Charlotte in his bando, came in second place both times to his teammate. So, man, that was a great race for Atman as well. So congratulations to him. As we get ready to take a look at your starting grid. And tonight your Peg Leg Pole Award goes to the 5 of Chris McLean. Garrett Kinder will start P2. Josh Oswald and Jonah Colbert roll out on row number 2. And then Eddie Smith and Curtin Church will be back in row number 3. Christian Deadman roll off from the 7th position with Tracy Passions in the 8th position. Daniel Cunningham and Aaron Adcock will occupy row number 5. Brandon Wallace and Christopher Heiner, they'll be in row number 6 with Jesse Necula and Charles Stevens Jr. in 13th and 14th. William Griffith, the league owner, back in the 15th position with Spencer Gay in the 69, starting from 16th. 17th will be Josh Smith and the 78 of Cody Bohm in the 18th position. Then Josh Lokenvitz and Mickey Isaac, row number 10. Row 11 finds Tyler Rice and Jason Lottridge with Alex Veith and Nick Schaefer back in row 12. Kyle Roberts, Mike Veith, and Jacob Bohm round out the rest of the field here tonight at Phoenix. So as the cars make their way out onto the track, Chris McLean will lead them down to the starting zone. Again, pace car pulling off on pit road on the backstretch. So it's a long ways down the backstretch without a pace car to the starting zone. Chris McLean's going to have to wait for that green flag to come out as they approach the starter stand. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Phoenix. And Kinder working that high side right now. Josh Oswald moves up into the second position. Here comes Eddie Smith trying to peek a look, but not able to, as Kinder falls back into the third position. And he is all over the back bumper. And yellow flag is out already. It looks like Nick Schaefer and Kernan Church are around on the backstretch. It's going to bring up our first Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. It looks like it starts with the 22 of Kernan Church up on the high side. Tracy Passon's coming into the picture here. I don't know if there was some contact or if the 22. No, it looks like the 22 just looped it around all by himself up on the high side. And you see Aaron Adcock on the brakes trying to avoid it. He's going to hold on to it. So a great job for Adcock to avoid this. As Church comes down across the track. See Cody Bohm just barely getting by. Oh, a little bit of contact there. And then Nick Schaefer just nowheres to go. Hard contact for him. And then a couple other drivers come piling through as well. Mike Veith, and it looks like, I believe that's Kyle Roberts as well. So quite a few drivers involved in this one. There we go. Time and scoring didn't want to update right there, so. Well, that is very odd. So there we go. Now we're back up to live here. So Chris McLean will be restarting out in front. Josh Oswald in second. Again, that restart zone is going to come into play here. Especially a track like this where it's such a long ways to the restart zone from when the pace car pulls off. So here we go. We're re-racked, restacked, getting ready to refire here at Phoenix. And McLean's going to have to hold that pace speed all the way down to the restart zone. Garrett Kinder back in third position right on his rear bumper. There we go, approaching Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Big jump for McLean. Garrett Kinder right on the back bumper. Taking a look around, Josh Oswald on that low side. He's going to take over that second position. As the field comes through turns 1 and 2. And down the backstretch as they all file out towards turns 3 and 4. And Chris McLean starting to pull away, but we know the tires are a thing here, a big premium here. We saw that in the first race where drivers are trying to save their tires. But McLean looks like he's just choosing to go as hard as he can right now. See if that works out for him. A little further back, Christian Dedman battling side by side with the 54 of Daniel Cunningham. Dedman's going to take over that position on the high side. As they all fan out through the dog leg. William Griffith up on the high side trying to get around the 99 of Brandon Wallace. Aaron Adcock right in front of them as well. Tracy Passons up in the 8th position, just a few spots up in front. Passons was taking a look down to the inside of Cunningham, but just not able to make that move as we see Some drivers taking the cut through the dog leg. Some drivers staying up high on the racetrack. Since the reconfiguration, there's so many different ways to drive here at Phoenix. As you see Josh Oswald stalking the 13 of Garrett Kinder. Ratchet Miller says, howdy. Been missing me, ain't you? Haven't seen you in a while, Ratchet. Good to see you back. Had no one to talk about cautions with. And he sent a message over to No Neck about his bad luck in the first race. So much like we saw in the first race, an early caution coming out at the first lap. But now things starting to spread out a little bit. Josh Lokenvitz trying to take a look down underneath Charles Stevens Jr. And just in front of them, see Cody Bohm taking a look down underneath the 84 of Jesse Necula. Josh Oswald and Eddie Smith now side by side. Eddie was trying to make a move around the outside, wasn't able to make it stick. That's going to keep Oswald back in that third position. Oh, one around. We got Daniel Cunningham having some issues here in the middle of the pack. He falls all the way back into the 15th position. See if we can see what happened to Cunningham here. This is a replay. Cunningham down underneath Christian Dedman. Tracy Passon's right there in the mix as well. And, Tracy just gets the back of the 54. Great job for Cunningham, able to hold on to it. As up front, Chris McLean continues the lead over Garrett Kinder. Eddie Smith has moved up into the third position. Oh, battle back here. Chris Heiner and Jesse Necula. Daniel Cunningham trying to make his way back up towards the front. Trying to make it 3 wide through the dog leg down into turn number 1. Josh Lokenvitz here in the mix as well. And just behind them, Spencer Gay in the 69. So about 5 cars under a blanket here as they make their way off of turn number 4 and down to the dog leg. There goes Cunningham pounding it down through the dog leg, making it 3 wide into turn number 1. Oh, and almost gets into the side. Lokenvitz has to back out of it to keep from making contact. Josh Oswald and Jonah Cobert going at it side by side. Move Cobert up into the 4th position. And Eddie Smith, yes, Alien Eddie doing work up into the 3rd position, up 2 spots from where he started. A couple of our biggest movers through the race so far. Already up 6 spots is the 12 of William Griffith. Up 7 spots is the 78 of Cody Bohm. Up 9 spots is the 118 of Jacob Bohm. So a couple drivers making some big moves through the field already. As Chris McLean's lead is starting to shrink a little bit to Garrett Kinder. Last time by, Kinder was about a 10th quicker. Cody Bohm taking a look down to the inside of Brandon Wallace. A couple Reaper Racing teammates. So now move Cody up into the top 10. as Chris McLean comes across the stripe to complete lap number 18 of 100. Of course, while we've got a break in the action, we want to thank everybody who makes this possible. Holl Heating and Sheet Metal, Smeel Racing Design, Shibu to Crypto, Peg Leg Felts, Kinder Farm and Ranch, everybody who makes the racing here possible on Sunday nights. As Garrett Kinder and Chris McLean last lap ran identical lap times. And Kinder ran the Outlaw race before this race. We know how much Kinder hates this racetrack. So he was trying to do something different to get himself an advantage here tonight. And so far, it looks like it's starting to pay off for him. As he's worked his way up. Qualified second. Currently running in second. And we saw in the first race, took 2 tires and made it work for him. So maybe he'll revisit that strategy later on in the race. Let's ride along with little Kinder here. See how much he's turning the wheel to the right. Through this part of the track, though, you're pretty much turning the wheel to the left. Here, you can really let the truck hang out. See how little he's moving the wheel. Letting that truck hang out there as it makes its way down through the dog leg. And one thing we're not hearing, Kinder is not shifting his truck at all. Let's ride along with Chris McLean. Let's listen in to see if he's shifting his truck. Oh, so neither one of those trucks are shifting. We did hear quite a bit of shifting in the first race. Josh Oswald under attack from Aaron Adcock. Oh! Oswald gets turned. Hard contact for the 17. He keeps it down on the apron off the racing surface. And we are going to stay green. So Aaron Adcock was coming up through the field. Fortunately made a little bit of contact there. Looking at the damage on the right front of his truck. Doesn't look like enough to really interfere with his progression here. Sorry about that. Doesn't look like it's going to interfere with his progression here, as Phoenix is more of a short track. Aerodynamics are not as important as a track like maybe Talladega, Daytona, Charlotte, Michigan, any of the bigger tracks where aerodynamics is huge. Now Christian Dedman has Aaron Adcock to the high side. Adcock's going to use that high side momentum. Try to get the run down the backstretch. And he's going to clear. Now, Tracy Passions almost gets into the back of Christian Dedman. A little crossover there for the 53. Ooh, big wiggle out of the 78 of Cody Bohm in the back. Fighting hard back there as we see Tracy Passions was trying to get around Christian Dedman. And now he's got a mirror full of the 12 of William Griffith. And Tracy, we hear Tracy shifting. As we see Griff down on the low side. Thought about trying to make a move, but just wasn't close enough to make that happen. Back up front, Chris McLean is pulled away from Garrett Kinder. His lead is now just over a second. And Eddie Smith sitting back in third, reeling Kinder in. Eddie Smith trying to sneak his truck down to the inside. And there's a side-by-side battle for second. Kinder using that high lane to keep the momentum, to keep himself out in front. Kinder did a good job holding on to that second position at the moment. And as Eddie well knows, it's one thing to catch the driver in front of you. It's another thing to get around him. And we're seeing that right now as these two battle side by side down the backstretch. Chris McLean is loving seeing this. This is going to allow his lead to extend. I do apologize for the sniffles. Spent my day this weekend up at Lime Rock Park, and allergies are getting to me right now. As Garrett Kinder continues to lead Eddie Smith. Great battle going on for the second position. Now Eddie's going to sit back and try to regroup and take another swing at it. A little further back, we see a battle back here. There's Brandon Wallace and Jesse Necula. Cody Bohm, William Griffith all battling back here for position. This would be Christian Dedman would be leading this group here. This would be 7th through 10th. Sorry, 7th through 11th. As Brandon Wallace has Jesse Necula trying to take away that 10th position, and he will. And now Necula's going to set his sights on the 78 of Cody Bohm. And caution is out. And it looks like, as we're talking about Cody Bohm, it looks like Jacob Bohm has gotten into some trouble here. That's going to bring out our Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. Yeah, it just looks like he's staying out of the way of the leaders. Catches the wall and stops. Almost looks like maybe he had a some kind of failure, like a steering wheel or pedals or possibly a headset or something like that. So field makes their way down onto pit road. See if everybody takes 4 tires on this set of pit stops. We did see in the Outlaw race that 2 tires was a viable solution. As we watch the race off pit road, and McLean gets off first. Looked like Kinder beat Eddie Smith off pit road. Jonah Colbert, William Griffith, Aaron Adcock, Christian Dedman, Tracy Passions, Cody Bohm, and Jesse Necula round out your top 10. So indeed, Garrett Kinder just did barely beat Eddie Smith off of pit road. So speaking about my trip to Lime Rock this weekend, I will be making a video. It's going to be something new that we're going to be doing here in Intensity Broadcasting. A couple racing vlogs. I made one for Lime Rock. I'll be putting together and we'll be putting on the website or on the YouTube and Facebook this week. Joe Wright's going to be making a couple from Watkins Glen, Talladega, and Richmond. So anytime we attend an event, we'll try to do a little vlog for you guys. Let us know how you like those when we start rolling those out. If you're not into sports car racing, I will tell you that Lime Rock is a fantastic establishment to watch a race both on TV and in person. It's known as the Bull Ring. It's a short little road course, not a bad seat in the house. The hill between the S's is a great place to watch a race. You can see the cars come down the front stretch into turn 1, through the S's and down to the no-name straight. So if you're ever up in New England and able to catch a race at Lime Rock, definitely check it out. Kevin Kinder says strong drivers in the top 10, and it is a bunch of strong drivers in that top 10 as Garrett Kinder's going to restart up on the high side of Chris McLean, who's going to be the control car to the restart zone. And a long way down the backstretch to the restart zone. McLean's got to restart in the zone. And there it is. Green flag is back in the air. And Kinder getting a great jump. But Eddie Smith getting a better jump down on the low side. We got some three-wide racing behind. And Eddie Smith is going to take over that second position. Here comes Jonah Colbert down to the inside of Garrett Kinder, trying to take away third. Oh, Kinder gets a little loose off the car. They're spinning in the background. And Christian Dedman up and over in the air. We got the big one on a restart, much like we saw in the Outlaw race. Caution is out. I'm not sure. Oh, forgot to put the Wreckage rewind up. But I'm not sure where that one started. Looks like the 3 of Christian Dedman down on the low side. Yeah, he just loses it all by himself. Tries to correct it. Teammate Cody Bohm comes in. Makes contact. Brandon Wallace is able to avoid it. Jesse Nekula gets into the back of Bohm. And Christian Dedman just sitting in the middle of the track. People have nowheres to go. Like Lokenvitz came through and plowed the 3. You see Jacob Bohm in the background going around. Josh Smith gets into the side of Spencer Gay. A little further back, we see the 22. That is Kernan Church involved in this one as well. Jason Lottridge trying to get woed up. 62 of Nick Schaefer able to slow down to avoid it. But, man, tough break for a lot of drivers right there. A couple drivers who were caught up in an earlier mess. And now they find themselves in this mess as well. Logan Monteith says, let's go Kinder. Kevin Kinder says, need to check 3 drawers. That's, Roger Miller says, Dedman going to need to change 2 of them drawers. That's for sure. Dedman was up and over on his lid. He is currently still on pit road. Looks like he's going to lose at least a lap or 2 here. Unfortunately for him. A couple of takers on the pit road, mostly just the guys who were involved in the incident. Spencer Gay still on pit road. Mike Veith was able to avoid the incident. I think he just came down to get some tires. Christian Dedman, as we mentioned. Jacob Bohm was also involved in that one again. So Kyle Roberts has retired from the race, unfortunately for him. for those who watch Intensity Broadcasting, for all our events, we will have a little bit of downtime coming up. The SCSRA Truck Series has finished up their season. They're taking a couple weeks off before their next season. The Doghouse Racing League, though, on Tuesday nights, they still have a couple weeks left, 3 weeks left. They'll be at Michigan at Tuesday night at 7:45, so you're going to check that one out. Wednesday night is the last race of the SCSRA Xfinity Series, the Championship 3. We'll be going at it, so check that one out. Wednesday night at 9:30 at Liat We'll have the call for that one. Then Friday night, we have our Grand National Series with the original Rebels. Saturday night, Sunday Cup Series. Sunday night, truck doubleheader. As we get ready to go back green flag racing, Chris McLean to the inside. Eddie Smith on the outside. Garrett Kinder right behind McLean. He'll be able to see when that 5-car fires off and try to keep himself in a position to get around Eddie this time. Down to the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. And exactly that, Garrett Kinder able to keep pace with the leader. As they all fan out behind through the dogleg, Garrett Kinder is going to put himself back into the second position. And here comes Aaron Adcock on the low side of Eddie Smith, trying to take over that third position. And 4 wide racing for a second down the backstretch, a little further back. They were all able to gather it up as Aaron Adcock now battling with Jonah Colbert, trying to take over the 4th position. And Aaron's going to slide back. Well, he's going to fight back on the bottom side. I thought he was going to slide in behind Jonah there. But they are still side by side as they come off of turn number 2. So some great racing as there Aaron Adcock slides in behind Colbert. And here comes William Griffith now down to the inside of Adcock. Not quite able to make the move. Gracie Passions now taking a look down. Big late move on the 12 of Griffith. Doing a little dive bomb into the corner. Makes it stick. Now they are side by side. This is a battle for the 6th position. Aaron Adcock on the high side struggling a little bit. As this battle continues, and right behind Josh Loganvitz is watching. And he's trying to get himself involved as well. Daniel Cunningham and Jason Lottridge, they're side by side. As Lottridge is going to use that dog leg to move himself forward and into the 12th position. Garrett Kinder up front has a little bit of Eddie Smith breathing down his neck right now. And Kinder not letting Chris McLean run away this time, as we have just reached halfway. When they cross the line this time, it will be halfway. Our leaders were last on pit road on lap 36, which means they will have to come down pit road one more time. Question is, are they going to try to split this last run in half, or are they just going to run it dry? We did see 2 tires work in the Outlaw Series. The yellow flag is back out. It looks like it's for the 84 of Jesse Necula. A couple other drivers around as well. I thought I saw some more drivers around, but I could be wrong. So it's like just Jesse Necula involved in this one, as that's going to bring up another Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. Ooh, some tight racing between Jesse Necula and Cody Bohm, and them just make some contact. Necula hard down into the inside, and we did see some more contact. The one of Christopher Heiner got tagged. He got sideways, but he was able to hold on to it. And I didn't even pull up the broadcast, so let's redo that one. one more time. Do apologize for that. This is the second time I've done that this evening. So here we go. Jesse Nekula and Cody Boehm side by side. There's a little bit of contact. Then some hard contact. And Cody Boehm goes up and slaps the outside wall. There's Jesse Nekula slapping the inside wall. And then the one of Christopher Heiner had some hard contact. I don't know who that yellow car was. I believe it was... I believe that was Brandon Wallace. So everybody comes down on the pit road. This changes the entire strategy because I take that back. Not everybody came down pit road. Eddie Smith, Jonah Colbert, Aaron Adcock, Tracy Passions, Josh Lokovitz, Cody Boehm, Spencer Gay, Daniel Cunningham, and Jesse Nekula all came down pit road that time. Chris McLean, Garrett Kinder, William Griffith, Nick Schaefer, and Tyler Rice all stayed out, along with Josh Smith, Charles Stevens Jr., Mickey Isaac, and Christopher Heiner. So, interesting strategies here. Everybody who came in pit road did take 4 tires and fuel. Josh Smith, Charles Stevens Jr., Mickey Isaac, and Chris Heiner all came down pit road on the last yellow, just the top off. So after what was a pretty long green flag run, the cautions are now starting to fly. As the lights are off on the pace car, we're going to re-rack them, restack them, and get ready to refire them here at Phoenix. We have just 45 laps to go when they come across the line. Pace car going to take that hard left-hand turn on the backstretch. Chris McLean will again be your control car. Garrett Kinder to the outside. A couple of Fords on the front row. A couple of Toyotas in row number 2. With William Griffith and Nick Schaefer. Green flag back in the air, and Griff gets a great jump. Able to get around Garrett Kinder for the time being. That's going to move Griff up into the second position, as Kinder's forced to use that high line to try to get back around Griff. He's going to have the momentum off of turn number 2, and as they rocket down the backstretch, the yellow flag comes out, and it looks like a lot of trucks involved. Oh, Kernan Church. I'm sorry, oof. It was Josh Lokovitz just coming in right there. Christian Dedman, Brandon Wallace, a couple teammates involved. That's going to bring up another Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. See some 4 wide racing here in the middle of the pack. Brandon Wallace. Oh, it looks like Josh Lokovitz got turned on the low side. Brandon Wallace nowheres to go. Tries to avoid him, slides to the right, catches his teammate Christian Dedman, who goes back up in the air yet again. And then Loganvitz was trying to get through and then made a little more contact with Deadman. So tough break. As we see now, Chris McLean on pit road, Josh Oswald, Curtin Church, Mickey Isaac, Christopher Heiner, Brandon Wallace, Alex Veith. So a bunch of drivers coming on pit road. And actually Kinder went back on pit road as well. Nope, I take that back. Kinder was not on pit road there. My timing and scoring has been acting kind of strange tonight, so I apologize for that. So Kinder is going to take over the lead. You know what they say, cautions breed cautions. Hey, over at Intensity Broadcasting, we've got just the t-shirt for that. Cautions breed cautions. Pick that one up over at Intensity Broadcasting, or any of your favorite novelty t-shirts, as well as Atliat Manwees has his merchandise there as well, and Intensity Broadcasting. So you can find that at the link below at intensitybroadcasting.com. No Neck says Kinder down there cooling his tires. I believe that's what he was doing. Ratchet says Kinder Cow's going to need extra water doing all that work in this scorching weather. I know you guys have quite the heat wave in the Midwest and the Midwest there, and I noticed that it's not going to get any better. Some people know I'm a bit of a weather nut. I saw that tomorrow parts of Texas, Oklahoma could reach up to 120 degrees tomorrow. So stay cool, stay safe for those in the Midwest. Drink plenty of water, wear your sunscreen. Cooler weather, or rain is in the forecast for later on the week for you guys, so hopefully it'll cool down a little bit. So here we go, pace car getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Yeah, Ratchet said 107 today, going to be 111 on Tuesday. Yeah, it's going to be a scorcher one for sure, so remember to hydrate. As Kinder would say, keep your stuff nice and cool in one of those big frig coolers. Speaking of Kinder, he's going to lead us down to the restart zone. He's going to have William Griffith up on the outside as they make their way down to the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing. Kinder getting a great jump over William Griffith. And here comes Nick Schaefer down on the low side. Not able to make that move underneath Griff. Almost made some contact as they make their way off of turn number 2. We got 3 wide racing behind. Coburn on the bottom. Josh Smith in the middle. Oh! Tyler Rice gets turned. He's around. Caution is out. Looks like he was able to hold on to it. Not a lot of contact. Able to keep it going straight. That brings up another Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. Well, there's a couple other people having some issues in that one as well. So let's take a look here. We saw the 6 of Tyler Rice go around here. He was 3 wide on the outside of Jonah Colbert and Josh Smith. It looked like there was a little bit of contact right here. They were able to keep it going straight, but it also looks like Alex Veith got turned in the back behind all this. So I think Alex actually incident is what actually brought out the yellow here. So, Garrett Kinder's going to catch the pace car here, and yeah, no neck, there it is. Keep your cold stuff cold and your hot stuff hot. Bigger and better than anyone else. Big Frig Coolers. Taking a peek through the field here. Looking to give out the no-neck paint of the night. And even though it's a little damaged up right now, I'm going to have to go with the 78 of Cody Bohm. Running that old Furniture Row paint job. Thought that was a pretty cool throwback paint job right there. I'm a sucker for the throwbacks. Yeah, it's a little damaged up right now, but definitely a cool looking ride with the Reaper racing on it. And just the nostalgic part of it, that's going to be my no-neck paint of the night. As the lights on the pace car go off, we're going to go back green flag racing. No-neck is heard at a timer 2,000. Yeah, that's true. And if Kinder keeps himself up here on the podium, we might hear it one more time tonight. We've got 35 laps until that can happen. Kinder's going to have William Griffith again on the high side. And then Nick Schaefer and Eddie Smith back in row number 2. Aaron Adcock and Jonah Colbert back in row 3. Cody Bohm, Tracy Passons, row 4. Spencer Gay, Jesse Nekula back in row number 5. As we get ready to approach that restart zone. Green flag back in the air. Another great start for the inside lane as they're already fanning out behind. We're starting to see 3 and 4 wide racing again in the back. Cody Bohm going to be stuck in the middle as Chris McLean looking to take the low side. He's going to have to tuck back in line. Now McLean looking down to the, I'm sorry, that's Schaefer looking down to the inside. A. Smith, oh, he gets turned. We got a big one up on the front stretch now. Jonah Colbert up on his side. Griff making more contact. Daniel Cunningham involved in this one. We've got the big one here on the front stretch. And the Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind comes out yet again. See if we can get a good angle of this one. I'm trying to take a look here from the blimp since there's so much going on. See the yellow truck on the outside. That is William Griffith. Gets off the corner. A little contact, it looked like. Eddie Smith got a little loose. Then Griff started to lose it, go around all on his own. Of course, Nick Schaefer finishes him off there. Aaron Adcock gets hit from behind by Cody Bohm. Here comes Jonah Colbert into the mix. He's got Tracy Passions giving him a push. Colbert gets up and onto the hood of Tracy Passions. Jason Lottridge and Spencer Gay getting through. Josh Lokenvitz be able to make through. Daniel Cunningham not so lucky as he runs into the side of the 12 of William Griffith. So everybody's going to bypass pit road except for Tracy Passions. He's got some damage, so he's coming down pit road to get that fixed. Nick Schaefer also on pit road. Daniel Cunningham does stay out. Griff, though, is on pit road to get some damage fixed along with Kernan Church. And Eddie Smith able to stay up towards the front. See Kinder trying to cool those tires off a little bit more. So we're going to get ready to restack them here at Phoenix. Across the line this time, we'll have just 30 laps to go. Lights are off on the pace car. Kinder back on the inside. Eddie Smith to the high side. Roger says, looks like Alien Eddie made a hero move in that instance. He did. He got a little loose there, but it actually benefited him by keeping him out of the mess. So here we go. Pace car is down on pit road. Garrett Kinder down on the low side. Eddie Smith on the high side. Aaron Adcock, Cody Bohm back in row 2. Kinder coming down to the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing. And Aaron Adcock now trying to get around Eddie Smith. Cody Bohm making an aggressive move. Here comes Chris McLean down on the low side out of nowhere. He's going to pass both Eddie and Aaron Adcock, and the yellow flag is back out. It looks like a mess again on the backstretch. Actually, it's a mess in turn number 1. And another Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind. Looks like this one might have started with Josh Lokenvitz as we see Cody Bohm make that aggressive move down to the bottom. We're looking for Josh Lokenvitz. He's that orange truck on the bottom behind the poker truck. Oh, he comes up the track, runs into the side of Jesse Necula. He goes spinning. See Josh Oswald catch a piece of it, as well as that is I believe that's the 01 of Mickey Isaac. Yep, Mickey involved. You see Tracy Parsons getting a little piece. Jonah Colbert comes flying in here, gets Tyler Rice. The 118 of Jacob Bohm able to get woed down, but a lot of trucks involved in this one here. So Chris McLean moves himself up into the second position, making an aggressive move on the low side and getting himself in position here. And, man, that was just before the caution came out. That was a big move for him. Here's the move that McLean made. You can see him running all the way back behind Cody Bohm, drives right down onto the dog leg. And he's going to pass Cody Bohm Aaron Adcock and Eddie Smith there. Then the yellow flag came out, so. But what a great move there for Chris McLean to get him up into the second position. Ratchet Miller says, I can't keep up with drinking a beer for every caution in this race. And Kevin Kinder said, tell Caution Daddy to keep it zip. Hey, I haven't said anything in a while. I mentioned the t-shirt. I have to do that. It's part of my job. Other than that, I've been keeping it pretty quiet as far as mentioning that certain colored flag. As the lights are off on the pace car. Again, Garrett Kinder down on the low side. Chris McLean will be starting on the high side. Fuel will not be a concern for these drivers coming down to the end. There you go, pace car makes the long trip down pit road. Garrett Kinder is going to lead him down the long trip down to the restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. We have just 25 laps to go. Garrett Kinder gets another great jump, and they all start to spread out behind. And the yellow flag is back out. And it looks like another big one here on the backstretch. Mickey Isaac, Nick Schaefer, Kernan Church involved. Oh, Mike Veith makes some contact with Josh Smith. They go up the track, and the 79 of Josh Lokovitz involved. Trucks up and over. Nick Schaefer trying to avoid it. Tyler Rice narrowly escapes. There's a 22 of Kernan Church coming in. Nick Schaefer getting a piece as well. Ratchet, we don't want to make you late for work. So we need to tell these boys to clean it up a little bit. Neither one of them are able to keep up on the drink a beer for every caution. So if you're drinking a beer at every caution, you got to work soon. That's gonna make for an interesting night at work. These yellows are benefiting Garrett Kinder, though, as he's able to stay out in front, able to control the restarts. These are working right into his hands. Unfortunately, does slow down the pace of the race a little bit. But if you're a fan of Garrett Kinder, this is definitely playing right into your hands. Eddie Smith going to restart right behind Kinder this time. And we've seen that third place driver get a great launch every single time and get around the driver on the high side. So we'll see if Eddie Smith is able to do that yet again. And if Eddie and Chris can get to racing side by side, it'll allow Kinder to pull away a little bit. So we'll see how that works for him. We'll driver up a bunch of positions right now. This 48, Jason Lottridge, currently up 15 spots and into the 7th position. Spencer Gay up 10 spots into the 6th position. So a couple big movers through the field here tonight. Of course, anytime you got big movers forward, you've got some big movers in the wrong direction. Christian Denman being that guy, 19 positions from where he started, currently out of the race. Kernan Church, looks like he's still on pit road, but currently 15 positions from where he started. So Ratchet says, ain't gotta be at work till early in the morning. Kevin will just have to cover me till I show up. Well, there you have it. Pace car is off. Kevin Kinder asks if the 13 is good on fuel. It's going to be awfully close for him. I'm going to be straight up and say it's going to be awfully close. A fuel run is about 50 laps. He was last on pit road on lap 36. Green flag is in the air. Although these caution laps are helping, for every caution lap, it saves 2 laps of fuel as Garrett Kinder gets passed by Chris McLean on the start. So not just as a fuel though, those tires are going to make a big difference. McLean and Eddie Smith were last on pit road on lap 52 and 57 respectively. Again, Garrett Kinder was back on pit road on 36. It's going to be tight here for both tires and fuel for the 13 machine. But it's a gamble that he's trying to take right now to keep his points lead. We're also in a position where if the caution was to come out again, I believe we'd see everybody come down pit road to take that the last set of tires. And that's the other thing. Kinder has tires on pit road. Some of these other drivers may not. So depending on how long the run is, if we get a caution, then he might be in amazing shape. We'll have to see. As we come across the line with just 17 laps to go. A little battle back here between Cody Bohm and Aaron Adcock. Bohm moves himself up into the 4th position. Brandon Wallace battling with Jesse Nekula back here. Nekula moving up into the 8th position. And right now, Garrett Kinder is falling away from Chris McLean. McLean has now a half a second lead over the 13. Eddie Smith right there as well. Ratchet says Kinder's used to driving the more out Fords. Get her done. Yeah, it looks like it. As Eddie Smith is right there on the back bumper. Eddie's now down to the inside, almost some contact. Eddie slides back in behind. And one car is around on the yellow flag is back out. It's for the 99 of Brandon Wallace. See if we can see what happened to Brandon here. He was just battling with Jesse Nekula a few laps before, and it happened in front of Wallace. It looks like that actually started with Cody Boehm and Aaron Adcock. And hard contact between those two, and Jason Lottridge involved, as well as Cody Boehm is up into the fence. And we're going to rewind this just a little bit further because that looked like this looks like Cody came up just a little bit. Aaron came down just a little bit. They met in the middle. So a tough break for everybody involved right there. And let's see if anybody comes down pit road this time. Everybody's staying out. So Kinder continuing to roll the dice. Well, with all the caution we've had, Kinder should be able to stretch the fuel to the end. Again, 2 laps of caution equal about 1 lap of racing. With all the caution laps we've had, Kinder's probably saved close to 10 to 15 laps. So he should be able to, definitely should be able to make it to the end from here. Kevin Kinder says, you got what you got now, and that is the truth. Although I was, again, kind of surprised that Kinder has stayed out as long as he has. Kind of surprised he's able to stay right up there with those tires as well. So lights are off on the pace car. We're going to re-rack, restack, and refire. And when it comes down to it, this is just a great points night for Kinder as well. Again, has the points lead after winning last week. And just trying to keep himself with a good finish here as the pace car is off onto pit road. Ratchet says McLean has a rocket, and he does. As we come down to the restart zone. Green flag's back in the air. We're back racing. Here comes Eddie down to the inside. We got 3 wide racing behind as Jonah Colbert drives down to the bottom. 4 wide behind. They're able to get it back to just 3 wide off of turn number 2. And now back to 2 wide racing as Eddie Smith battling side by side with Garrett Kinder for that second position. Kinder's going to fall back into 3rd. We have just 9 laps to go. Kinder just trying to fight and hold on to it right now. Spencer Gay up into the 4th position. Here comes Daniel Cunningham taking a look down to the inside, the 69. Jonah Colbert behind puts a big block on Josh Oswald as they come down into turn number 4. And Griff right here in the mix as well. Going around the outside of Charles Stevens Jr., Daniel Cunningham, Spencer Gay side by side. It's a battle for 4th position. And Spencer Gay looks like he's going to win this battle as they go down into turn number 3. And Spencer's going to cut right down across the nose, down through the dog leg. Spencer Gay up into 4th. Daniel Cunningham now has a half-second lead over Eddie Smith, who's got a half-second lead over Garrett Kinder, who's got a 1-second lead over Spencer Gay. As we come to the line this time, we'll have just 6 laps to go to settle it here in the desert. And last time by, Eddie Smith and Chris McLean ran pretty much identical lap times. And they have been running pretty much identical lap times for the last few laps. With just 5 to go, can McLean hold on? Or is Eddie going to slide up there? Garrett Kinder now a second behind Eddie Smith, but has a second lead over Spencer Gay, so he's solidly trying to hold on to the podium spot with just 4 laps to go. Again, we see almost identical lap times out of our 2 leaders. Just 3 laps to go. Eddie Smith trying to cut that lead down. Unfortunately, it's a little too late. They make their way off of turn number 2. Battle back here. Alex Veith trying to get around the 6 of Tyler Rice. Trying to get one more point here before the end of the night. So we come across the line. We have 2 laps to go. Spencer Gay, Daniel Cunningham. Cunningham now up into the 4th position. And Cunningham showing some speed. He's running as fast as the leaders right now. With 2 laps to go, Chris McLean down into turn number 3 and off of turn number 4. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go here. Spencer Gay and Daniel Cunningham continuing to battle at it. That's what Garrett Kinder wants to see in the mirror. As Chris McLean makes his way off of turn number 2. A half a lap separates him and the checkered flag as they go down into turn number 3 for the last time. Checker flag is in the air, and Chris McLean is going to get the win here tonight. Eddie Smith comes home in 2nd. Garrett Kinder holds on for 3rd. Daniel Cunningham comes home 4th, and Spencer Gay rounds out your top 5 here tonight. It's all about the 5 of Chris McLean getting the win here tonight. He makes his way down to the front stretch. See if he celebrates or drives the truck to victory lane. This is the only track in iRacing, or one of the only tracks in iRacing, where the winner can actually bring his car right down into victory lane. You see Eddie Smith on his roof a little ways up, and I don't know if McLean's motor just blew on that or not. Looks like it did. Let's take a look at the full results. Again, Chris McLean gets the win here tonight. Eddie Smith 2nd, Garrett Kinder, Daniel Cunningham, and Spencer Gay round out your top 5. Josh Oswald comes home in 6th, Jonah Colbert in 7th. Griff comes home in 8th, Brandon Wallace and Alex Veith round out your top 10. Tyler Rice back in 11th, Charles Stevens Jr. up into 12th. 13th was Christopher Heiner, Tracy Passions, and Mickey Isaac round out your top 15. Nick Schaefer, Jason Lottridge, Jesse Necula, Cody Boehm, and Aaron Adcock round out your top 15. I'm sorry, top 20. Then Jacob Bohm, Kernan Church, Mike Veith, Josh Lokovitz, Josh Smith, Christian Dedman, and Kyle Roberts round out the rest of the field here tonight at Phoenix. As we get ready to talk to our top three, let's bring in your third place finisher tonight, the 13 of Garrett Kinder. Kinder, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, Josh, what's up, man?
Oh, let me turn your volume up here. Man, great job tonight. Holding on to a podium finish tonight. I know you were gunning for the win. You last pit on lap 36. How much fuel was left in the tank, and how bad were those tires?
Oh, man, tires weren't bad. It was pretty caution laden there towards the end. I think I was still at 85% right front, 90s on the right rear. So wasn't just awful. Plenty of fuel. I think if you pit at lap 30 on the dot, you had enough to make it to the end. So fuel wasn't a concern, and I was trying to stay out of some of the mess that was going on back there in the back. So just a little bit of a strategy. I was hoping that, maybe some more yellow to keep flying. I could keep getting some good starts, but McLean, man, that move he made, way down on the apron, slide job city, it was beautiful. It was amazing to watch. And, it happened to me. I should be upset about it, but man, that was just cool.
Yeah, he had some wild passes. At one point, he made a 3-wide pass to get our four. We got around 4 cars in one corner, so he was flying here tonight. Now, I know you ran the Outlaw race tonight as well. I know Phoenix is one of your least favorite tracks on the schedule. Did running that Outlaw race help you out here tonight?
No, I mean, if I would have damaged my truck on lap 13 or so like I did in the Outlaw race, it would have been perfect practice. But no, I pretty much junked my truck pretty early on, got tied up in the first wreck, and then banged it off the wall off of 2. So basically, it was just kind of watching other people, watching the fast guys around me. I was able to bring down a top 10 over there just from a 2-tire stop. But no, it didn't help a whole lot other than just turning some laps, man. And that's all I needed. I need a lot more of it at this track. But man, I can't complain about a podium finish at Phoenix. I can't stand this place.
Well, again, congratulations on the podium. I know it helps you with your points lead going into the rest of the season. I know you're locked into the playoffs with those points. Always help. Before I let you go, I know you've got a laundry list of people you want to thank, and I know Matt Kleeman wants to hear about Big Frig Coolers again, so let's have it.
Well, I'll be sure to let him know. I guess first I want to thank some of the guys that were racing up front, man. Me and Eddie and Chris and Cody was up there, and it was a lot of fun cutting up with those guys. Griff was up there with me for a bit. Man, it was just a good time. So big shout out to the field tonight. It was fun. Got to thank Kinder Farm and Ranch being on the hood. It's just great having them on board. Got to go home and spend a little bit of time with them this past weekend. So really good having them around. Ratchet Speed Shop as well. Can't beat having people and you love supporting what you're doing. And here you go, Matt Clayman. Got to thank Big Frig and Cross 5 cattle coolers. If you want to keep your stuff hot, keep your stuff cold for cheaper and longer than anybody else. Check out Big Frig and Cross 5 cattle coolers at bigfrig.com. Ray Page over at Wolfpack Racing along with Andy. I don't know if they're still watching the race, but they were in here ribbing me earlier and giving me a hard time that Outlaws race, asking why I wasn't winning the damn thing. So didn't win this one either, but the P3's better than what I did over there. So big shout out to those guys. They're some great guys to know. All my teammates over at Reaper Racing, a lot of them got caught up in the mess, junk and stuff tonight. Cody had a pretty good finish, I think. I think Brandon had a pretty good finish as well. So big shout out to those guys, all the guys that hung out over in the Reaper chat. We were cutting it up, having a good time. All my short tracking teammates from Velocity Motorsports, Shock Racing Performance, and Superior Performance Motorsports. Got to thank you up in the booth, of course. Like going back and watching these races. It's always a good time. And thank Griff for keeping this circus running, man. It's a thankless job, and he does a good job at it. So big shout out to him.
Well, we appreciate the kind words, and of course, good luck the rest of the season. I know we move on to Kentucky next week. I think you'll be glad to move on to Kentucky and get out of this place.
Well, I'm not going to be here next week. Well, I might be back. I've got a little bit of a vacation going, so might not be back in time, but we'll see if we can make it work.
Well, there you have it. Garrett Kinder, your third place finisher. Again, congrats, and we'll talk to you as the season goes on.
Thanks, Bob.
Let's bring in your second place finisher, Eddie Smith. Eddie, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, man.
Man, a wild one there at the end. A lot of cautions, breeding cautions all night. It seemed like those restarts are kind of hindering that top lane just a little bit. But if you were right behind the leader, you had a little bit more of an advantage. What was the strategy out there tonight, especially there at the end, to try to get yourself up towards the win?
I don't know. I don't know. I wish I had a little bit more brake bias to try to maybe compete a little bit, but it was just where you started. You started second. It was pretty much you're going to be in trouble just because you couldn't get going, and the leader could immediately cut right down the dog leg. Just a huge advantage for first and third, but it was just messy tonight. Lots of incidents and stuff. I just wanted to make it to the end. I really didn't care about winning at that point. I just wanted to get to the end and be in one piece. So. Yeah, just glad to get second place. I had a good battle there with Kinder. He had some older tires. I don't think I could have passed him. It was really hard to pass. So there's probably a reason why everything was so crazy on the restart, just because he had to get. I mean, McLean pulled off an amazing fly job to get the lead from Kinder, and that's about what you had to do to get a pass on somebody that's pretty much equal. So.
Yeah, it's the second person who's been complimenting that slide job. The first one was Kinder himself. He said he shouldn't have been surprised or shouldn't be happy about that and impressed by it, but he was. So, yeah, it just seemed like it was very hard to pass out there tonight, and you were able to make the best of it. So, congratulations on the second place finish. Were you kind of surprised that there was as many cautions there at the end as there was tonight?
No, not really. It just seemed to start off kind of like a little messy. And I don't know, something about Phoenix seems to kind of lend itself towards that. So I think it was pretty much destined to be that way. I don't really think there's just a lot that can go wrong with that dog leg and how hard it is to pass, and that's a bad concoction to race in. So I think it was about what I expected it to be. So.
All right, well, there you have it. Anybody you want to thank before we let you go here tonight, Eddie? Any shots you got to give?
Yeah, thank all the guys, JC Motorsports, the Reaper, Po Man for racing. I had really fun racing McLean and Adcock there. Thank Garrett Kinder as always for some good racing. So yeah, just everybody that I was up there racing with, man, we had a good time and had a laugh and was able to get through it. And so thank Griff for putting it on, and thank you for broadcasting.
Of course. And how do you like your chances next week at Kentucky?
I hate Kentucky, so I couldn't. I don't like them at all.
There you have it. Well, thank you, Eddie. Congrats on the second place finish, and I'm sure we'll be talking again as the season goes on.
All right, thanks.
So there's Alien Eddie coming home P2. Let's bring in our winner here tonight. Your winner, Chris McLean. Chris, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
I got you, boy.
Man, wild race tonight. You pulled off some incredible moves tonight. Not just the slide job there on Kinder, but I believe there was one corner where you passed 4 cars to get yourself up in the second at one time. Man, just a wild night for you. You had a rocket ship all night long. What was the secret to being so fast here tonight?
I just, keeping the tire on it, not trying to overdrive it, and I didn't realize that they had shortened the race until about halfway through it. It's supposed to be 150 laps, and so that's kind of where my pit strategy was going, and I was just trying to keep enough tires in there to make it the 150, and then I realized it was only 100, and I was like, well, I might as well go on down now and get fuel and tires and try to work my way back to the front. And actually worked out. I didn't like seeing all the cautions, but it kind of played out in my favor. I saw one of them wrecks happening pretty early, and I just dove down to the apron and was able to get by a bunch of cars. And I was just getting really, really good restarts there. I don't know if it was the fresh tires, which I wasn't much fresher than what Eddie and them had, but both, all three actual restarts, I just fired really, really well, and almost thought I was going to get a black flag on that first restart, and I didn't. But like I said, just keeping the tires on it and kept getting them cautions, and I knew I had to get a good jump on Kinder on that final restart, and I was able to get it, and I had a run coming through the dog leg, so I had to do the slide job because I was scared the caution was going to come out and I was going to be stuck in second all night long. Yeah,
Sorry about that. I had myself muted. So, talk about that slide job. Two people have commented on that so far. Both Eddie and Kinder were both impressed by it. Were you kind of just throwing it in there, hoping it would stick, or did you have an idea that that was going to work for you?
yeah, I did. I knew the tires was there. I had, and Kendall he was on older tires, but coming through the dog leg, it had so much momentum. I actually had to lift a little bit to keep from getting in the back of Kenner, and thought about going, going to the top and try to get the run, on the exit. But I just stayed with it, rolled back into the throttle, stayed at the back of Kenner, and whenever I got to his inside and still carried the momentum, I knew that I had to throw the slide job on him. And like I said, I knew the tire would stick because they were fresh tires, and I was just hoping to be able to clear him, and be able to wash up in front of him, and it worked out. I thought he was going to get back beside me there on exit, but I was able to put the power down and keep him behind me. Yeah, first and foremost, and give a big shout out to my wife and kids, man. They're the backbone of this whole deal. Let me come up here and, you know, race and have a good time with my buddies. All the guys over at Po-Man Motorsports. Just the hours and hours we put into practicing and try to put these things up front every night. Shout out to the league. They put together a great league. It's a lot of fun racing with these guys. And you up in the booth, man, you do a great job. I always enjoy going back and watching the race the next day.
Well, I do appreciate the kind words. Again, congratulations on the win. Lock yourself into the playoffs, and we look forward to seeing how the rest of the season plays out for you here in the Holl Heating and Sheet Metal Truck Series.
Thank you, bud.
Well, there you have it. Your winner tonight, Chris McLean. We just watched that slide job yet again. What a move that he made to get around Garrett Kinder there and put himself in a position to win. So congratulations to both our winners here tonight, both Chris McLean and the other one we're not going to mention because I know a couple people want to go back and watch it. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but just some great racing all around here tonight. And we look forward to next week at Kentucky. Again, don't forget to join us here on Tuesday night for the Doghouse Racing League. They have 3 races left. They'll be at Michigan. And if you know anything about truck races at Michigan, it's going to be a wild one for sure. A great one to watch. Wednesday night, we've got our last race of the SCSRA Xfinity Series. It's the championship race, so tune in for that. That'll go off at 9:15 on Wednesday night. And then, of course, as always, don't forget to join us on Fridays and Sundays. Fridays for the new Grand National Series here with the Original Rebels, and our truck doubleheader on Sundays. Again, my name is Josh Holl. Thank you for joining us here. Again, if you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Share it if you know anybody who might enjoy this kind of thing. And of course, as always, as our boy Atlee Atman Weiss would say, over and out.